I think just looking back at those years, it's funny because I tell people a lot of the time, it's if those injuries hadn't happened to me, I really don't know where I would be with soccer. I don't know if I'd still be playing. I really don't know where my soccer journey would have taken me, or if it would have ended, even after high school or after college. And I think during those 2 years of sitting out, I almost like grew a new kind of sense of like thankfulness for the sport and for the opportunity to pursue it at one of the highest levels, playing Division I college soccer, and a dream that I had since I was a little girl. And it was discouraging at times. Obviously, you're going through an injury that nothing's ever guaranteed. You're not guaranteed to come back 100%. You're not guaranteed to come back and be able to do the things that you were able to do before. And then having done it twice, it's like, again, it's like those odds just, it's less and less, your chance of kind of being the player you once were. So seeing, having to go through the rehab process and not being able to play and not knowing kind of what my future would look like with soccer, but having to still stay on that path of recovering and getting better and realizing that I still have the opportunity to go on to play in college, I think that was something that really kept me pushing. And I definitely doubted so many times if I would be kind of the player that I was. And I think a huge reason why I was put in the position of an outside back was because I had fear. I was a forward, and the way that I was injured, it was on a breakaway both times. And so I think this drive that I had for so long of like being a goal scorer and being someone that was super aggressive in the attack, it's almost like it's not that I lost it, but it just, something shifted mentally for me. And my coaches could see that and ended up putting me in a different position that would lessen my chance of getting into a situation like that. So, and again, I think back and I'm like, if I had not been injured and I was still a forward and I went on to play college soccer and I was a forward, would I have been drafted? Who knows? Because I actually love, like, the position I play now, I love it even more. So it's funny how that stuff works. But anyways, it was discouraging for sure. But like I said, I think I had those thoughts in the back of my mind of, I owe it to my future coaches and my future teammates and to myself to give this 100% of my energy in getting better and coming back, and leave the rest kind of up to God. Like, at that point, there's stuff that's out of your hands. And I felt like if I did everything on my end, then I'd have no regrets. And if it worked out for me, it did. If it didn't, at least I can look back and say I did everything that I could. So that's kind of that part of my story. And I'm thankful that I stuck with it. Because like I said, Pepperdine would not have gone there if it wasn't for soccer. And then obviously where I am now. Injuries are a part of the game. You realize, I don't know many, especially like I look at my teammates now and just, you look at the injuries everyone's gone through, and it's unlikely that you find someone who hasn't been through a very serious injury. Because when you've been playing so long, the chances of getting injured obviously get higher, but you kind of figure the ones that push through it and the ones that find a way to kind of overcome. And obviously there are some injuries that are like impossible to come back from, but I feel like if it comes down to you having that opportunity to like push through it, good things can definitely happen. So